So I'm scanning YouTube like I usually do, looking at other art pages to get ideas, to see what I need to do to get my page seen. And I've watched a lot of different artists, and I've come across Jazza a couple times in the past. I watched him do some sculpture stuff, but just the other day I came across him and he was doing something different. It's probably not different for him, but I just haven't seen it before. He was doing a challenge where he was trying to interpret biblical characters, and one where he was doing Lord of the Rings characters. And I didn't know anything about this guy. He's kind of funny. He has a good shtick, and he seems to be really super popular. But what I noticed was when he was doing his drawings that watching him do his shading and his line work, you could tell this guy's for real. I mean, this guy didn't just fall off the turnip truck. I mean, he really knows how to draw, and he does have a really good comic book background. I can just tell. I think him and I have a similar influences. I'm positive, because I was like, I'm not saying that I draw like Jazza, but some of the things he did look like stuff I do. So I'm gonna subscribe to him so I can watch more of his stuff. I do like his sculpture stuff. When I was in college, I did not really like sculpture much at all, but his technique is very good. I found it very entertaining. He did this one monster. I think it was the biblical thing. Yeah, it was the biblical thing, and it was really well done. The guy has some style, and I admire what he does. So after watching those two videos, I decided to get off my tail and go over to my sketching table and sit down and do something, because I was inspired. I was either inspired or pissed off, one of the two. Probably pissed off because my channel's going nowhere. I just started it 2 years ago. And the one thing I admire about the guy is he's funny. He has a good personality. He can face the camera. He can say all kinds of funny stuff, and that's just not me. I'm not totally shy. I'm not completely introverted, but I just don't have that on-camera personality. You don't know how hard it is for me to sit here on this microphone and record these voiceovers. It's tough. So what I'm doing here on the screen is I took my drawing, which is a completely different video. If you want to see how I drew this, just go through my channel and find that video. I could link it here, I suppose. And I'm taking my ink wash. I'm a huge fan of ink wash, and I'm just giving some values to my Skeksis from Dark Crystal. And then another thing is, if you watched my last video, I said this. I try to do a lot of different kinds of artwork. One of my favorite YouTubers does a lot of tigers. Actually, it's almost exclusive to what he does nowadays, just tigers, tigers, tigers. So I tried it, and my tigers turned out pretty good. But sometimes I feel like I'm trying too hard to please the audience and not hard enough to please myself. I mean, if I was getting gads of views, I would just do what everybody else wanted me to do. But they're not. My videos get about 2 minutes. So that's why I made my first video just the drawing section, so people would at least watch the whole thing. This video is the ink wash plus the painting. So this one is twice as long. So I have to narrate this for twice as long. So I don't edit these voiceovers. I just go for it. And it's hard sometimes, because I got this thing in my mouth. It's an appliance, and it kind of messes up my speech once in a while, if you noticed. I hope you didn't notice. Okay, now I'm into the coloring part of this. I went with a very limited palette. I picked out 3 colors. This was burnt umber. I almost think it may have been a touch dark. Actually, it was burnt umber with a touch of orange mixed into it, because I had a reference photo just to the top of the screen. You can't see it, but I was trying to match the colors a little bit. So I used the burnt umber and mixed a little orange for the skin, and then for the clothing he's wearing, I just went with straight burnt umber, and it's a real thin wash. I do this a lot. I just do the underpainting with my gray tones, get my values correct. Then I do the wash over the top. So I'm just giving it a light coloring. I'm not trying to make a huge painting out of this. I've done that. You can go back to my channel, to my last year's paintings, and I have paintings where I go full color, full paint. And some of those paintings are, I'm not going to brag about myself, but I think they're well done. This is a completely different style. I'm to the point now, if you made it to here, you're probably about 5 minutes into the video, and I thank you. And I would appreciate it if you would like and subscribe. Click the thumbs up. Make a comment or two. or 3 or 4 and do the thumbs up thing, because when you do that, YouTube goes bananas and it sends this video all over the place. Some of my videos, for me, viral is 1,000, okay? And I've had a couple of them go that far, but most of my videos, are hitting 3 or 4, less than 20 views. And one of these days I'm just going to give up on YouTube, because it's very difficult to get anywhere for the amount of work I put into it. And I don't want to sound like I'm complaining, because I am. I complain a lot. But I enjoy what I'm doing, and in one way, I'm creating my own online gallery, which will probably outlive me, I'm sure. It's nice to have this for people to see, and I've probably done more artwork on this YouTube channel than I've ever did back when I was at the university. I spent 4 years going to art school. It wasn't graphic design. Back in those days, Adobe was just coming out. I mean, I'm that old. But I did a lot of painting. This was what I did in college. So YouTube gives me an outlet, so I can continue to do this. Prior to 2 years ago, I hadn't painted probably in 10 years. So I had to buy a bunch of supplies and get back in practice and get back my skills back. And I think by now I'm pretty satisfied with what I got going here. I'm adding some highlights here. I'm going pure white. I'm not trying to be perfectly in line with the reference. I'm doing some stuff. I mean, his nails weren't white, but I think the highlight looks cool. And in a while here, I'm going to go right here. I'm putting on some, what do you call these? It's a bird, right? And birds have little bumps on them where the feathers pop out. So I add just a little bit of here just to give it some more texture, because texture means a lot in painting. At least it means in me. I think there's lots of people out there who enjoy painting. Not a lot of people out there who purchase paintings. I wish that was different. I am a gallery member at a gallery in Lincoln, Nebraska, but I pay for my wall space. I don't know if that's common for most galleries, but at least I have some stuff that people can go look at other than on YouTube. So I'm adding some white highlights here, getting my eyes done, and I am pretty happy with what I came up with here just on the fly, because I wasn't even going to do this today. So like and subscribe, please, and binge watch my stuff. And thank you for being here and watching me paint this Skeksis.